Description: SCP-1185 aka Kattan is a humanoid creature measuring approximately 3 feet in height. Subject shows very little muscle mass, with preliminary analysis of body mass suggesting mild malnutrition. Arms are grossly out of proportion with the rest of the subject's body. SCP-Kattan's jaw can open to 4 times the norm of an average human. Other facial features remain slightly similar to an average human, with the exception of the eyes, which are also devoid of any sign of a soul. It is not yet known whether SCP-Kattan's humor is infectious. It shows no signs of any higher brain functions, and is not considered to be sapient. Approach with extreme caution. Special Containment Procedures. All currently known instances of SCP-1185 are to be maintained in storage at Site Ergen, with the exception of SCP-1185 Kattan Prime, which will remain installed in its original capture location in Podawful's moon base and must be monitored at all times by the Gunopticon. Instances of SCP-1185 in storage are to be isolated from YouTube, TikTok, and other various entertainment mediums without the express oversight of Dr. Jesse P.S. and the henchmen.
Bigfoot, the Yeti, the Chupacabra, the Jersey Devil, the Mothman, the Loch Ness Monster. All of these cryptids have had cryptozoologists for decades trying to find some sort of proof, any little instance, any shred of evidence for something beyond what is known. Aliens are now in the news every day. There's literally Mexican aliens. I don't know how that's possible. I could have sworn America was already filled with Mexican aliens, but the point is, people have had these encounters, whether you believe it or not, and I know people will be incredibly skeptical over all of this, but people have had encounters before with the unknown. Maybe not paranormal, maybe just a form of biology that has eluded us. This has happened before in human history. We have discovered species that have been around for millions of years, still alive on this earth. Scientists were positive they had gone extinct long, long ago, and yet here they are, still alive. The deep sea holds many mysteries. The thick forests of the Pacific Northwest, many, many mysteries. What if I told you that there was the most horrifying, most terrifying SCP of all? Something straight out of a creepypasta, and it's been living under our noses the entire time. As a matter of fact, it was on network television about 20 years ago on Saturday Night Live. Like, every single weekend, it had some popular characters. I mean, listen, really fell off. It was the cheerleaders. But the movies weren't great. But listen, this particular SCP, this cryptid, this could unlock mysteries that the world thought weren't possible. I'm, of course, talking about SCP-1185 Kattan. And what I'm about to show you may shock you forever.
Awful will make it worse. You don't really want to fuck with him. Sorry to say.
Welcome, everybody, and thank you for joining me here. Pod Awful. I'm your host, Jesse P.S., coming to you live from the moon base, and I really happy to be here. I hope you guys are happy to be here too. I really appreciate everybody for coming out. This has been a show long in the making. I really can't believe we're finally here. It's finally happening. Kattan, okay? I teased this over a year ago. We did an episode about Cozy and Matt Jarbo. And even then, the people in the Pod Awful Cult had heard I've been monitoring Kattan. We've been monitoring the Kattan situation. We've been trying to contain the Kattan for a while. Here's what happened, okay? I think it was December of 2021. I get a phone call, from my friend Ryan Katsu Rivera. You guys know him. I get a phone call from him, and he's extremely excited about something.
I have autism. I can't.
Yes, he has autism. Not the one I meant to play. This
I
one.
got excited,
Of course.
very excited to see all of this.
So he's extremely excited about something. And when Ryan is excited about something, usually I can just go ahead and go power down and forget about anything he has to say. No. He was right. We had a goon on our hands. This was legit. This was something new. This was something different. And yet it was something old and something borrowed and something blue. When I say it blew, this shit blows. This guy, Ryan, he calls me up. He says, Jesse, you got to see this Kattan. I say, Kattan? He says, Kattan. You're not going to believe this. Kattan is back. You didn't think it was possible. Kattan, he's back. I said, did he die? He said, no. He had a traumatic neck injury, and he looks like he's actually, he almost died. In the time between 2021 and now, he actually, I think, almost did die from something. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I don't think it was kahuna related. I don't know how this guy ever survived. This is a creature of the night. This is an Igor. Okay, you're not going to believe it when I show this to you. You're the skeptics out there. We've got people in our audience who are absolutely 100% conspiracy people. You're into the cryptids. You're Bigfoot guys. You're into Chupacabras, all that kind of stuff. You know who Champ is. If I say Champ, you go, I know who you're talking about. I'm not going to explain that one. Then we've got the skeptic side of the audience, okay? I already see it in the chat room. By the way, we're live as we are. I don't know when our schedule is anymore, and neither does anyone else, but we are live as we try to be every week, and we've got the chat room here. Let's see what they're saying in that live chat there. We've got autistic guys, they say. He has a startling form. Yes, exactly. Katanimated. He's been re-katanimated into our existence, and we thought he was gone forever. We thought we'd never have to deal with Kattan again. I mean, this was something that I say to Ryan. I say to him, Ryan, Kattan is back. What are you telling me? He goes, check YouTube. I said, there's no way. I said, after Corky, after Roxbury, you're going to tell me Kattan is rearing his horrifically ugly head again? Now, I made an announcement back then. I said, you're not going to believe this. I was doing some live stream. I think I had Crowder-David's disease at the time. I do a Crowder-David's stream from my bed going, ooh, sorry, I can't do a stream. Yikes. Oh, no. And in it, I tell you guys, Kattan is coming. And nobody knew what that meant. They said, what is that even? I don't know what a Kattan is. And I'm not going to even explain it on this episode. You're either going to understand Kattan by the end of this or you're not. And that's not really up to me to decide. But I said Kattan is coming. So I was the first guy to be noticing Kattan. I guess Ryan gave us the gift of Kattan, then me. And I've noticed there's some other people out there who in the time, again, this has been 2 years almost in the making. In the time since I announced Kattan, they start looking into Kattan. I don't know, a little fishy. But the good thing is, listen, it's just like with Bigfoot. We want to prove this guy's existence. We want to prove that how could the creature like this actually exist? So the more eyes on Kattan, the better. But I've been doing extensive, horrifying research on Kattan ever since Ryan told me about this. And unfortunately, it kept getting put on the back burner. We kept having little missteps in our journey toward Kattan. And every time I thought I was a little bit closer to the slippery, elusive beast, we got a little bit further away. What I'm about to show you may horrify you, may shock you. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare. If you have young ones in the room, hide the kids, phone the neighbors. What you're about to see is Kattan. Are you ready? Oh, okay. All right, there he is. Woo! Okay, off to a rocky start. Oh, it's like he can see you already. So now SCP-1185, one of his abilities, one of the things he is capable of is looking back into you. Kelsey is into the SCPs, by the way. I hate SCPs. The reason I had so much trouble covering Kattan is I never wanted to do an SCP episode because to me, SCPs is Pokemon for autistic adults, which is impressive because Pokemon is Pokemon for autistic adults. So here we have Kattan. He's an SCP. Now, Kelsey was telling me that there's something, I don't know, I can't remember the phrase she used. It's like info, they can infect you, info-fected or something. Kattan is able to see us right now. He has known, and I'm not joking about this is not like me fooling around. Kattan knows that we've been eyeballing him. I have been secretly watching him, his wife's Instagram now for 2 years, and he can feel it. When you stare in Kattan, Kattan stares back. Mimetic cognito threat delta. They're saying in the chat room. That sounds serious. Let's take a look. So this is what Ryan showed me. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was hooked.
I'm Chris Kattan. I got a brand new sketch series coming out, and I'm really excited about it. But look at the details on these figurines.
Okay, so this is his channel trailer. We've got a lot. He's going to give us, he already filmed. He filmed ahead of time. He knew he was going to be the next big YouTube star as a skin-walking shit. Like, he molts. He's covered in scales. Listen, I look at Logan Paul. I look at PewDiePie, who's a big guy, XQC. I look at these big internet stars. Very few of them are covered in spines. They have one, of course. Kattan contains multitudes. He has a horrifying non-Euclidean geometry, and yet he's classified as a Euclid. I'm not sure how that works either. Kelsey, let me know in chat what that word is you said. So he filmed all of these sketches ahead of time, knowing that this is going to be the biggest YouTube channel ever. He may be right. Well, take a look. You tell me what you see in all of this.
Harrison Ford's ear. I smoked weed with him once. You have no idea who you are talking to. I haven't been naked outside or in front of another person in a long time.
Okay, so, oh my God. I forgot about the big finish. Okay, so every one of his videos either starts or ends with his horrifying mating call. I see in the chat, Cole says he's got catanticles. Listen, this guy has covered anything you can think of. He is all the cryptids in one. That's why Kattan is so important to the mystery. The Bigfoot guys need to get on this. The Chupacabra guys need to get on this. The Mexican alien guys need to get into the Kattan stuff. We should talk about Mexican aliens here in a second as well, actually. But you have to figure all this out. Everybody needs to come together on Kattan because he solves all of them. He's everything. He's got gigantic feet, and yet he's got the stature of a dwarf. He is hunched. He is furry. He is scaly. He has claws. He has tentacles. He dives under the water but moves through the bush just as fast. He can fly through the air. He will appear in your child's bedroom. He feasts by sucking on goats. He's capable of it all. And as a matter of fact, he's so capable of it all that people have been leaving comments on his videos for some time now saying that they can see through, they have pierced the veil, okay? They have figured out Kattan's inner machinations. And here's what we're gonna do. Let's do this. I will put the link to every video we cover of Kattan's in chat here. okay? And I want you to go to these links, and I want you to leave comments very similar to these. We need Kattan to know that we're hot on his tail, and we will bag him. Dead or alive, he's coming to the moon base. Here's some of the comments that have been left already. Someone says, you definitely have that Bigfoot energy in this skit. Chris, I can't wait to see a sketch of you letting your inner beast out. So people can see he's walking around. Yes, does he have the skin of a man? Sometimes. Does he have the countenance of a humanoid? Iffy. Gottobot says, you are a comedic beast. Towns says, Chris has evolved to where he no longer needs the moonlight for his metamorphosis. Some people have been doing independent research for longer than... I didn't even know moonlight was originally required. It may be dangerous to bring Kattan to the moon, if that's the case, but apparently he doesn't need it anymore anyway. What is his metamorphosis? We need to start leaving Kattan comments, okay? Kattan needs to know... And again, I'm not joking around. Kattan does know. Kattan knows that this episode is happening right now. Believe it or not. So we've been, again, monitoring the situation for so long. I check in on Kattan every 2 weeks or so, and I revisit these comments that are left all the time. All of his videos, including the ones that I just played you, all of them contained comments like these for nearly 2 years. And all of a sudden, I announced we're finally doing the Kattan episode, and the Kattan comments disappeared. All of the beastly call-outs are now gone. There's a few left on just some random videos. I thought this show was ruined. So we need to add more comments on there. We need him to know. Urquit says, you can even see signs of it way back when. A little loose skin here, a misplaced bone there. Once seen, it can't be unseen. Assume your true form. Shed the pale mockery of humanity you have warned for so long. I like that. I like that you're warning a mythical beast. This is a guy. This is a guy who went, you know what? I've been gone from the public eye for like 15 to 20 years. It's time. It's time for a big Kattan comeback. No. Now, listen, obviously the world at large was already going to tell him no. This is the crazy part. So his channel has 10.8 thousand subscribers, which is about how many Pod Awful's channel had before we lost the channel a few years ago. But despite that 10.8K subs, he has on just the channel trailer alone, and we'll tally up all the views on all of these videos. This video I played for you has 131,000 views. Strange thing about it is, and this is where the mysteries of Kattan get deeper and deeper, it only has 47 comments. Now, again, a lot of the comments were calling out his metamorphoses. A lot of the comments were calling out that they could see that his bent backwards legs contain within them a sharpened, hidden, venomous dew claw. A lot of those comments have been wiped out like tears in rain, but I don't think it was 131,000 views worth of comments at any point. So we're going to keep looking back in on these comments. I'm going to check in every time I post one of these videos in chat. I'm going to check back in the comments a little later and see what you guys have said. In fact, some are already sprouting up right now, much like sharp fangs in Chris Kattan's mouth. We have new comments sprouting up all the time. Here's one that says, sightings of Kattan have been reported around farms in Mexico the past few months. Livestock has been decimated. Chupacabra, says Versmooth in his comments. Urquit again saying the beast within. I can sense it. The inner La Criatura may be secured, contained, and protected on the moon. Get this phantom menace back into the grave where he belongs. Oh my God. And that's true. He could be some sort of otherworldly, like not even just a creature lost to the biology of time, something that went missing from the family tree of life. He may actually be extra dimensional. He may be an apparition. You don't know. They say, Jen and Rob say, truly some horrifying Halloween stuff to behold here, watching Kattan lurch around fully undead. So again, mysteries abound. Thousands and thousands of views on these videos. Only a smattering, a handful, a ROTC style amount of comments left on these videos. His first video,
the sketch comedy group,
it was teased in the trailer. This was the first one he released. Ryan and I waited, holding our breath for 2 weeks for this video to come out. And of course, listen, this is a pretty good idea for Chris Kattan to make his comeback with. It's safe, it's stupid, it's easy, it's digestible, and it's right there. It's right, it was always there. How did he not make this joke before? Ladies and gentlemen, this is, have you heard about SNL alum Chris Kattan's new board game? I wonder what it'll be. Yes, that's the actual title of this sketch comedy.
He's been to the bottom, he's been to the top in the game of Kattan, but never stops. You can explore his Hollywood fame with DMV scandals. We all know his name.
Harrison Ford can fly.
Funny and sexy, always a flirt.
Okay, so this may be wildly bizarre and confusing for some people, especially the audio people out there. They're doing a parody of the Settlers of Kattan. Okay, Settlers of Kattan. And so that makes sense. I get it. And he's even gone to the trouble of like making the boxes and stuff. They've got props. He went and got graphic design done. The quality of the video is decent. I mean, it's really, really flat and shitty for sketch comedy. But, you know, it's not a cell phone recording it. The audio is pretty good. He's made a jingle. And of course, we're about to go into classic sketch comedy blunder. Too long of a jingle parody song jingle, okay?
He'll dance with the stars, saying, ouch, that hurt.
finally, it's here. It's the brand new board game from Corky Romano himself.
I mean, I was in other stuff, but sure, yeah, you can say that.
That's right, from one of Hollywood.
Ooh, okay. Did anyone just feel a chill up their many spines when he smiled to camera? Oh my God. Tell me that man doesn't know your darkest secret. Tell me that man doesn't lurch around in your closet waiting for you to slip up. He whispers in the middle of the night. Your worst enemies hear whispers of Kattan. He tells them everything about you. He knows.
I mean, I was in other stuff, but sure, yeah, you can say that.
That's right.
Whoa. Oh, okay. Let's see where this goes. Let's give him a chance, though. This might be the funniest sketch comedy of all time. It must be because it has hundreds of thousands of views.
From one of Hollywood's hottest stars, it's Settlers of Kattan, where you get the chance to live out every major event throughout his life. From growing up in Sherman Oaks with his dad and his mom and stepdad in Mount Baldy to getting into the sketch comedy group, The Groundlings. From the big screen to classic television moments, you'll even get a chance to learn all about Chris Kattan's personal life.
Wow, did you really break your neck on SNL?
I sure did.
Good cover story. Now, this is what Kattan has put out there using his haunting hypnosis magic, okay? Kattan went out there and he put, what was it called again? Info hazard. This is an info hazard. He manipulated the media into covering a fake story that he broke his neck live on SNL. And you can go out and you can watch the sketch he claims this happened in. I think it was a Golden Girls sketch. It had something to do with the Golden Girls. And he claims in this sketch, his neck was broken. They had to rush him to the hospital, but then he was back on the show the next week. Now, the claim is, you know, it's SNL. You've always heard about it, the pressures of SNL to get on there. If you don't get your face up there, if you don't get your sketches in, if you're not doing your writing, you're not going to get on there. You'll be off of the show. And while all of that is true, nobody is going to break their neck and go, I got to get back to SNL. Some of you may be thinking, listen, Kattan's not the most freakish human being to ever appear on SNL. You're thinking of the modern day cast of SNL filled with freaks. Absolutely. I mean, there are Quasimodos on SNL now. There's trans Quasimodos. There's a full-on moto. I think half of the cast now is over 300 pounds. It's bizarre. You can't even, they don't have like male and female players on there anymore. Now it's just a sort of gender soup going on. There's a sort of non-binary mix. So obviously we're living in different times now. Now they're only hiring Cattans, okay? SNL is sort of in the past, SNL is a breeding ground of comedy. Some of the greatest names, some of the funniest movie stars came out of it. Now it's more of a primordial soup of horrors, okay? And Catan was the beginning of all of that.
I even went to a 2006 Valentine's Day dinner, very intimate, with Tom Cruise, Katie Holmes, and little daughter Suri.
Did you order?
So this sketch about a parody of Settlers of Catan has become a name drop. Actually, guys, did you know I'm famous? Haven't you heard? He's trying to pull a David Spade. That's where he's going with this, okay? We can't allow this. This is I believe I have personally seen him, and I could be wrong. Listen, when you get into the sphere of influence of Catan's dark miasma, eventually your brain starts to, you get hijacked a little bit. It can be a blurry, nightmarish sort of event. So I believe I personally witnessed Catan actually feast upon the flesh of the young. That may or may not. He also could have just been absorbing their life force. I don't know if he actually is cannibalistic. I'm not sure that if you can legally call what Catan does cannibalism, because I don't know if he qualifies as a fellow human being. I don't even think, Aboriginal Australians qualify. So Catan seems like he's definitely teetering on the edge at best. The point is, what he's trying to do here is he thinks he's going to pull a Spade, okay? Now, Spade we love. I love Spade. I don't care if you like Spade or not. I'm into Spade. Spade was the Catan of the pre-Catan generation of SNL, the cast before Catan. In the big timeline of events here, in SNL, they call it pre-Catan. They number it. It's sort of like AD and BC. It's the years before Catan and the years after Catan. So this is BK. We're in BK years. You've got the K of the time, Spade. Spade is one of these guys where, his whole thing is like, I hate the celebrities, but I love palling around with him. And also, he gets away with being a coxman. Catan is going to try pulling those moves on this. He sees David Spade making a resurgence. Spade's doing it. Spade's pulling it, okay? Spade, he teams up with Carvey. They do a podcast. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's one of these podcasts where you listen to it for the guests. I love Carvey. I love Spade. The podcast stinks. They blow. They're doing it through Zoom, so it's a nightmare to listen to. And again, we're talking in a podcast about Catan. Saying something's a nightmare really means something. Everything, timing-wise, comedy-wise, it's all fucked up because they're doing it over Zoom. And then Spade and Carvey, I didn't even know they knew each other. I figured Carvey was like, Spade who. I guess they're pals. They were both on the SNL. And Carvey's whole thing is he's basically Ryan Katsu-Rivera, okay? He is sitting there doing impressions and little characters and little make-em-ups. And David's trying to be acerbic. He's trying to be a wit, He's trying to say something snarky, something a little effete about somebody, and while also simultaneously telling you that he's gotten all of the hottest strange in Hollywood. Editor's note on that. Of course, the hottest strange for people in Hollywood is typically underage. I don't mean that. The point is, I'm not talking about on the set of Jeopardy what Steven Spielberg and his buddies get up to. Ask Heather O'Rourke about that one. What is it? The point of all of this is Catan sees this energy. He sees this resurgence, okay? Their podcast is called Fly on the Wall, by the way. He sees Carvey and Spade doing it. He goes, oh, I'm sort of the Spade of my time. Bzz. And then his proboscis unfurls and he starts drinking blood. And he flies up into the air. So, and I saw him do this. This is true. So Catan thinks he can pull this off. This is the absolute, worst move you can try to put. Listen, some guys out there, they have the fortune or misfortune, however you want to look at this. It's a gift and a curse of having boyish charm, okay? And the same thing happens to every guy with boyish charm. Some people call it twink death, but I'm not gay, so I'm not going to call it that. Basically, what happens is if your whole career sort of rides on you looking like you're young, one day, Lord willing, you ain't going to be young no more. And then what? And Kattan is there. Spade is there, by the way, but Spade has found a way. You know, there's lots of these guys. Matthew Broderick, Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox, okay? Great actor, great movies. You know, we all love the character of Michael J. Fox. What did he do to deserve Parkinson's? That's between him and God. I don't know. I think, listen, I don't know if you watch Back to the Future the way I do, but I saw 9/11 coming. I saw Trump coming. Me personally, I did. What did Michael J. Fox know that the rest of us didn't? I don't know, but the CIA had some ideas. When they injected Michael J. Fox with their heart attack juice, and unfortunately they missed the vein. They only had the one chance, and then he comes out looking like this. You can't be shaking around and like your face is half drooping and still trade on boyish charm. It doesn't work. So I don't know, twink death, whatever you want to call it, boyish good looks fade at some point, and you can no longer do that. Matthew Broderick, he had boyish good looks. How did he do that? Maybe he had, and he's still, even as an older guy, he's a little fatter, he's gray now or whatever, but he still kind of has that boyish look to him, and that's the bad thing. You don't want that sweet spot. You don't want to be somewhere in between. Kattan starts the metamorphosis we were talking about, the moonlight causing it. He sort of had this, he's small of stature, he's only 3 foot, he's about up to here on a grasshopper, and eventually you look like a sort of a Benjamin Button kind of guy, an old man baby is what you start looking like, and it's not good. Matthew Broderick, how did he keep having a career after his boyish charm faded away? The obvious answer, a humiliation ritual by the Illuminati where he drove into an Irish woman and her mother. He just drove his car right over top of them, annihilated them, splattered their head all over an Irish highway, and he gets to keep doing movies forever. The producers, Judaism. So, and by the way, look that one up. The 1980s, Matthew Broderick, he pulled what Broderick did is he's the original, what's that horrifying Frankenstein lady's name? Caitlyn Jenner. He pulled a Jenner. He was Jenner before Jenner. Okay. How come Jenner got to roll over somebody, murder them, and then, is the woman of the year? Well, number one, men are better than women at everything. But number two, you just do your classic sort of humiliation ritual. You just do what the people tell you. You sign on the dotted line. You prick your finger. It only hurts for a second, and all your dreams come true. And then you've got Kattan.
Lobster, then sneak out and stick him with the bill?
I'll never tell.
But yes, if you roll a 6 for his rolling.
Wait, what did he just say? I'll never tell?
Then sneak.
This is something. Listen, Kattan's got a wife. Beyond all reason, beyond all sanity, Kattan somehow. I don't know if he, again, maybe he and his wife drove over a pedestrian together or something. I don't know how he manages to sink his claws into what I believe is happening. Is there's an opening on Kattan's palm where a sort of sharp, long, whip-like protrusion emerges, and he's able to insert that into the sort of the cortex of your brain. It goes right through the spinal column and up into your brain, and he's able to puppeteer a woman that way. That's how he gets all of these actors to do this as well. Anyway, his wife is right there. You would think she would say, like, she would do a little rewrite on the script and go, "Oh, I'm sorry, Kattan, as your loving wife, I can't let you say phrases like, I'll never tell. Yeah, no, that's going to horrify children. So
Out and stick 'em with the bill.
I'll never tell.
he wasn't even able to fully, I don't know if you could tell, there was no T in that. He wasn't fully able to even articulate those words.
But yes, if you roll a 6 for his role in Adam Sandler's Ridiculous 6 on Netflix, that is. Plus classic
Wow, he's plugging current projects in this sketch.
moments like crashing your Mercedes-Benz on the 101 or TMZ filming him in the parking
Wait, crashing his Mercedes. Hang on a second. Was a pedestrian involved?
lot after picking up his prescriptions at Rite Aid.
You really didn't have to mention those things.
But don't get caught in the Roxbury zone or you'll have some fans popping their heads on the street screaming, Emilio!
The rules don't make any sense.
Yeah, but look at the details on these figurines. It's the legendary Lorne Michaels. Or the earring on Harrison Ford's ear. I smoked weed with him once.
I think we're gonna leave.
Oh, no, please, don't go. I'm so lonely.
Hey, Chris, could I keep the more cowbell card?
No!
In Settlers of Catan, you too can get kicked off the second round on Dancing with the Stars.
Why did you have to mention that? What about the movie I did with Brie Larson and Rooney Mara, Tanner Hall?
Nobody's heard of it.
What about Bollywood Hero on IFC?
These are plugs. I have never seen a sketch with plugs before. Podcast, sure, an interview, whatever. The beginning of your before a guy goes out to do stand-up, a guy will give his credits. That's sort of a plug. Sketch? It's never been tried.
I starred in that, produced it, and wrote it. Keanu Reeves did a cameo.
Cameos don't count.
Hey, we're leaving.
Wait, don't go. I'll sell you each $50.
Venmo us 100.
Not worth it. No, don't go!
Don't yell, you have a voiceover audition for SpongeBob's sister tomorrow.
Well, Arnett already got it. Hello? What do you mean the game already exists? Impossible. It's spelled differently. I'm being sued.
Whoa!
Available wherever Chris Kattan lives.
I'm shocked he didn't give out plugs for where he lives. So how many views does that one have? Let's find out together.
Hey.
And wait, oh my God, did I stop it too soon? Hang on a second.
Available wherever Chris Kattan lives.
Hey, wait! Oh, don't cut to black. Hey, voiceover guy, you're still here, right?
Chris, I gotta go, okay?
But you can't go. You're all I got. Oh, come on, man.
Okay, and now it's a very long credits sequence. Okay, well, we're good on that one. All right, so I put the link in the chat here for you. Go ahead and leave your Catan comments on there. Let's find out. The views, 203,000 views. Oh my God, an Irish pedestrian, whatever. I'll be young forever. Okay, 203,000 views. How many comments? 26. 26 before Pod Awful gets there, but 26. Let's see if any new ones are popping up right now. Okay, we haven't quite gotten there yet, so there's no new ones on the docket just yet, but we will be checking back in with all of these. What are they saying in the chat room about that? He's a real pro. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, he is a real pro. That is a pro move, giving your plugs in a sketch. It's also a very pro move to open up your arms and legs and there be a thin membrane of skin between them, allowing you to glide from victim to victim. No, wow, yowza. They're saying we live in a society. Okay, well, the chat has gone brain dead. I believe we are entering a sort of fugue state thanks to Chris's info hazards. Let's do this. Let's give you a little bit of a break from Catan for just a second, and then we'll come back to him. Listen, I get it. There are people out there who are going to say, like, this stuff seems far-fetched. There's no possible way a guy like Catan could actually exist, but we do now live in a universe where there are Mexican aliens. I've got here, this is from Reuters, okay? Reuters. It says exclusive, a close encounter with the alien bodies in Mexico. Let's take a look at this.
These two tiny mummified bodies, images of which were shared around the world this week.
By the way, a news story starts with these two tiny mummified bodies, and Chris Kattan starts licking his lips with his forked tongue.
Are now the subject of much controversy. For Jaime Maussan, a Mexican journalist and longtime UFO enthusiast.
Wow, a Mexican journalist, and his name is Jaime. You can't escape it, even in Latin America.
The alien-looking forms are among the most important discoveries in the history of humankind. But for many scientists...
And of course, just to be clear, if you haven't seen their wonderful uncoverings, they sort of look like a mix between E.T. the extraterrestrial and a desiccated dog turd from the 70s. Now, I'm not saying it's not real. I want to believe. But if you think about it, whatever happened to white dog turds? They used to be everywhere, okay? They used to be everywhere. It used to be you walk down the street, there's a white dog turd. I was informed once that the reason there may be fewer of those now is, one, people pick up their dog turds, which, by the way, freak, okay. Okay, poop guy. All right, I guess you're gay for dog feces. Gross, you're nasty. Not me, man. You'll never catch me dead picking up a dog turd with my hand. Sick. Psycho. You do know that animals poop outside, right? Whatever. Anyway, I think that what the person told me was that dog food used to contain bone meal, okay? And I know what you're thinking.
They're cyberbullying me to death.
And so was I. See, I looked it up. I was like, okay, well, do they not contain bone meal? And a lot of dog food brands don't contain bone meal anymore, but there's still plenty that do. So you'd think maybe you'd see them like half as... It's never. You just never see the white, decrepit turds anymore until Mexican guys show up. And then you got plenty of them. They look like... Maybe this is just the way a dog shits in Mexico. I don't know. They seem to roam the streets down there. Imagine you're a poor dog. All you can eat are the tossings and, the litter of a Mexican. That shit's probably spicy. I could see a dog turd maybe coming out looking like a little fetus gasping for air. I had somebody, and I wish I could tell you who it was, but I can't. Legally, I just can't tell you who told me this. A dude, a well-known figure contacted me, and he was looking into Mersh's cat channel. Okay. Slight side note here. He was looking into Mersh's cat channel, and he found that the Bad Luck Boys has an Amazon wish list. You know, the way an e-whore does. And in his wish list, it's all cat toys and cat this, cat that. And the guy points out to me, he's like, how come he's got dog food on this list? And I realized, bone meal. It's the bone meal. It contains bone. So anyway, Mersh is sitting there licking his lips over these aliens. Kattan is ready to strike.
Scientists, they are an already debunked, perhaps even criminal stunt.
See, I love that. Oh, cool. Oh, so science says it's debunked? Well, okay. Oh, what did I cite? What are the sources I cited? Science. Fuck yeah, science. Oh, fuck yeah. The scientist told me. The scientist said that it's not real, so... Anyway. Science is so quick to debunk these things. It's like science has never debunked Bigfoot, okay? It may have debunked some cases of Bigfoot. That doesn't mean there's no Bigfoot.
He gained instant international attention when he stood before Mexico's Congress just days ago and presented the two figures.
So I want to skip ahead here. We got a lady. Yeah, this lady talks about all this stuff. Let's see what she has to say.
Reuters correspondent Cassandra Garrison spoke to Maussan about his research.
And he told me that the scientific analysis and data studies that he's been presenting this entire week actually were done on a different body that remains in Peru. And the two bodies that he presented here in Mexico, he's not done scientific analysis on, saying that he didn't want to damage the specimens.
So, science is a liar sometimes, to quote a TV show. Oh, okay. So you haven't actually, so they're saying these are debunked, but meanwhile, the bodies that he's showing aren't the ones that have been tested. So you're saying these are fake. What about the one that's still in Peru? Okay, so see, listen, there's always room. There's always this opening. They want you to trust the science. They want you to mask up. You know, hey, inject this into your body. You won't end up like Michael J. Fox.
And I think that could potentially change the conversation. But we had scientists independently review the results who told us that they do not represent anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, fine. So wait, what does that mean? What does that mean? So they tested a tiny mummified alien and went, this is normal. That's not even a result. That would be like, what are you saying? It physically exists, okay?
And certainly indicate normal life on Earth.
So you're telling me that you took a sample of little baby E.T., okay? Aborted E.T., the E.T. that the leftists want. You took a sample of that, and your result was, this is normal life on Earth? That's more concerning, you see? Do you see why I'm now left with more questions? So you're saying these guys are running around and you know about it already? How does that work exactly? So that's the Reuters article.
Masson is no stranger to controversy.
Yeah, I bet. But now let's see how the news.
Hi, I'm the news. Hi, we're the news.
The real news handles this one. This is sort of a corpse mystery. A corpse mystery.
The remains of two allegedly non-human beings were presented during a public congressional hearing. This was in Mexico. These beings...
This is, where is this from? This is from the Bay Area, okay? ABC7 Bay Area. These are normal, everyday journalists.
Recovered in 2017 in Peru, what you're looking at, believed to be 700.
Kattan is the missing link. That's very possible. Listen, I think it goes monkey, Kattan, Bigfoot, guy.
And 18.
Then how come there's still Kattans? Shut up! Shut up!
100 years old.
So there was a hearing in Congress in Mexico, and there was a military doctor that came in and presented these two specimens, if you will, and he claims that they are not human. And so then he also brought in a doctor testified, a military doctor in Mexico, saying that they are in fact not of human makeup. A lot of people are obviously raising.
Okay, so some doctors say they're not human. Other doctors say we've got hundreds of these things running around in our backyards.
A lot of red flags on this.
It kind of depends on if you're from Peru or not, I guess.
Because this has happened before. Was it the makeup of concrete then?
Right. But they do say it's biologic, which I...
So that's the difference there.
Right. It's non-human.
They said not of this earth.
By the way, this is happening.
Thank God. Thank God for journalists. Thank God for the First Amendment. You know, the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, the freedom of assembly, the freedom of religion, and the freedom of the press. But always remember, just because press is free doesn't mean it's freedom from consequences.
Happening as what's going on right now in this country. NASA is holding a hearing on that 16-person panel where they're also looking into.
That started at 10 a.m., right?
10 a.m., you know, headed by.
I'm sorry. Do you guys, they're just reading Twitter. Have you noticed this? The news for the past 15 years is we are reading Twitter on the TV. I read this already, okay? You guys seem shocked by it. You're supposed to be delivering the cold, hard facts. They're like the lady thought, well, did it mean they're made of concrete? And the other guy had to go, no, they said they're biological. Did you not read the whole thing? Are each of you assigned to a paragraph of all of this?
Bill Nelson, and they're trying to get to.
Journalists think that the news comes from a teleprompter.
The bottom of all of these reports of what we.
And sometimes it does.
Normally said UFOs, and they call them something else now.
Because there was testimony up on Capitol Hill for even in America earlier this year where we had, people saying to Congress, they had seen it, they knew about it, that this was a program that the U.S. government was covering up. So there have been a lot of these recently.
Okay. Now, this gives you an idea of how white news is handling this. And I know you may be thinking, Jesse, that's two white guys and a black lady. This isn't white news. And I'm about to change your mind permanently on that one. Right before the show began, I discovered something. In Detroit, which of course, in Detroit, they have black news. Okay? It's different. The news is different over there. Now, the thing we just watched is already pretty conversational. It's pretty, this is another clip of people talking about aliens. So I get it. There's these fluff pieces. This is shit that, a lot of people say they put this stuff out there to distract you from the real story. And the real story, of course, is that Russell Brand is a sex creep. Dun, dun, dun. Who could have seen it coming? Now, I don't like that. I hate when people say something's a distraction. This is to distract you from this. How about this? How about all news is fake? All news. All of it. You want to open up a newspaper? Okay. You want to play Pac-Man? Same thing. You want to go head-to-head at a table of Galaga? Might as well. Not me. The newspaper? Sure. Why not? I mean, you can read it. Not me. I'm not going to read it. Bring me 100 newspapers. Bring me 2 newspapers. I don't care. Not me. The news is fake. The news is nothing. Name a time the news was your life. Name a time the news really affected your life. It's like maybe a fraction of a percent of the time the news actually affects you personally, poignantly, in a real, tangible way, right? And then that means everything is a distraction from your life. And why? Because your life fucking sucks. Because you're a stupid retard. Because the news can be on and they can do something called a food mystery. And you'll just be like, yep, that's fine, whatever. And it just sails past your head. This, what I'm about to show you, could never sail past your head. Number one, it turns out Detroit has black news. Yeah, this is black news. Now, it's very conversational. It's just two people talking about what's going on in the news, but it's very different. It's very, very different in ways I couldn't have predicted. And again, we're talking aliens here, so it should already be pretty weird. This one still floored me.
Aliens have landed in Mexico.
And I'm out again. No. We just agreed.
Well, listen, this was a little congressional situation that they had this past week, but they didn't necessarily.
They have sound effects. The news, are you hearing Darth Vader? At first I heard that and I thought the cameraman was like eating ribs and too fat. They've got Darth Vader sound effects.
Saucer-shaped UFO. 2 mummified bodies in caskets were presented to officials.
The news has drops.
And here they are. Look at
That's
these
not
things.
true!
Look at these things.
They look like biscuits.
That's
not
true. Oh my God. And okay, this is how black the news is in Detroit. They've got to make it like in order to make aliens relate to the audience. How do you get black people to watch the news? What is the news for a black person? Oh, my cousin got shot. Oh, my other cousin got shot. Oh, new news day. Oh, look at that. My other cousin got shot. That's the news for black people. They ain't watching the news. What are they going to watch? Geopolitics? How do you get a black person to pay attention to aliens? All right. You don't. You don't. So when I see this, I start to go, maybe they're right about the whole distraction thing. If they need black people paying this much attention to it, that they're, jangling keys, playing, sound bites and drops and stuff, and even doing jokes about, ooh, they look like biscuits. Ooh, these straight up look like biscuits. Ooh, he looked dry. Oh, I know that's a Popeye's biscuit. You know you can't eat that. If I was trying to eat this alien, I'd choke. Oh, yeah. Give me that McDonald's Sprite. Go ahead, give me that McDonald's Sprite. It hit different. Okay. Also, black people, why are you wearing Nirvana t-shirts? It's not a streetwear brand. This is going to be a meme. They're going to steal it from me, just like Just like that one, just like all of this stuff, washing meat. I'm the first to discover all these things. Black people are wearing Nirvana t-shirts. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, I saw one wearing a Meshuggah. I saw one wearing a, Metallica Ride the Lightning t-shirt. It's not the same. I'm telling you, it's a different fucking thing. Okay? This is a show about Kattan. Black people are wearing Nirvana t-shirts and nobody's talking about it. I need to be clear. Listen, I know you know the one guy. You know that one alt cool chick. She's a cool black mixed chick. Okay? She wears a little pleated plaid skirt with a wallet, with a chain wallet hanging from it. And you're like, she knows Nirvana. What do you mean, Jesse? Black people know what Nirvana. No, they don't. Okay? Normal black people. The black people watching the Sound Effects Alien News Show, which I believe is the name of this news program. They don't know what Nirvana is. They're wearing Nirvana shirts. And by the way, they're wearing Nirvana shirts that don't exist outside of black people. Like, I don't know where they're buying these. They're designs that, it's not like the normal Nirvana smiley with the yellow text on a black t-shirt. They've got like these weird, purple and gold ones that have this like moire effect on it, and it looks like it was airbrushed on with a Looney Tunes character next to it. And I don't mean bootleg. They're not bootleg either. These are like high-end Nirvana t-shirts. I'm telling you, black people don't know what Nirvana is. They think it's a streetwear brand. No one's talking about this. It needs to be put out there. Somebody needs to start going up to black people. I don't know any black people, okay? I can't do this. We need to start going up to our black friends. Number one, we need to start telling them about 9-volt batteries. We'll save lives. We'll save many lives. We could shut down the black news tomorrow. There will be no more apartment fire news stories if we just tell them what a 9-volt battery is. I don't know how expensive a 9-volt is, but I think Jared said this. I can't remember who said this. Somebody said something funny. They said, if your smoke detector needs batteries, you're poor. If it runs on batteries, you're poor. And that's true. We need to start making these subsidize 9 volts. Tell black people what 9 volts are. That's number one. Number two, go up to them. If you see them wearing a Nirvana t-shirt, ask them, what's your favorite Nirvana album? Say album, not song. They might know Smells Like Teen Spirit. A black guy rapped over it one time, so they figured it out. Maybe Drain You. Maybe somebody stole the hook from Drain You. I don't know. Ask them album. I have never heard. Here's a sentence you'll never hear a black guy say. Yeah, I say my favorite album of all time is probably Incesticide. Oh, yeah, no. I got that Sliver box set. Yeah. Courtney Love, man. You know that bitch did it. Courtney did it, man. And she holding on to them rights. Number one, she starts selling them rights out to everything. Nirvana song in a Batman trailer. You gotta be kidding me. My man Kurt Cobain rolling over in his grave on that one. You feel me? No cap. And that's on God. These are sentences that have never been said. I go up to a black guy wearing a Nirvana shirt, and I want you to say, what's your favorite album? He's not going to know. And ask him, what do you think this is? The answer is it's a streetwear brand. He thinks it's Supreme. He thinks it's Bape. Okay? I don't know. It's the new antisocial social club or something. It's not even that. It's the Hundreds. What is like a black? It's True Religion. That's what they think Nirvana is. I just need this understood. Listen, when I was a young lad, I've talked about this. It's very embarrassing. I got a job. My girlfriend's sister worked at Hot Topic. I was not a Hot Topic guy. I had never been there before. She got me a job there. I needed a job. And, after a few years of working there, I'm tired of these, a 12-year-old comes in and buys a Nirvana t-shirt. And it became a joke at the store to ask them name a Nirvana song other than Smells Like Teen Spirit. Go ahead. They come up to the register. You're checking them out. You go, oh, cool, Nirvana shirt. Name a song that's not Smells Like Teen Spirit. And their whole world melts. they're found out. You know, they watch how they recoil. The blood drains from their face, and they always go, I just like the shirt. That's fine. Fine. You know why it's fine? It's fine because they're white. They'll eventually figure out what Nirvana is. They want to buy the shirt so they can start listening to the album. I can live with that. I can even live with an OnlyFans hoe wearing a Nirvana shirt, okay? She thinks it might appeal to a certain type of audience or something for her OnlyFans. Fine. I draw, and this is not racism. I just simply draw my fucking line in the sand, okay? At black people wearing Nirvana shirt. I'm sorry. And I don't like when a white guy wears a Biggie Smalls shirt. And there are white people right now crying their eyes out. Number one, all music is gay and retarded. Number two, you're not a Biggie Smalls fan. You're not into Notorious B.I.G. You're not into Wu-Tang. You started wearing it ironically. You started listening to it and you decided you're a hip-hop head. You thought that gave you a little street cred, okay? Now, black people don't think it's giving them... what is white cred? School cred? Job cred? It's not that. Again, they just think it's a street fashion. It's like a hype beast thing. They don't know. It's a logo to them. Ooh, that smiley logo. Oh, what's that smiley shit? All right, I've gone way off the reservation on this one. Let's keep watching Black News.
Here they are. Look at these things. Look at these things.
They look like biscuits.
They look like biscuits.
Don't they look?
Oh, Jordan, you crazy for that.
Biscuits, those flaky biscuits.
Oh, I love a good
They're
flaky
so
biscuit.
good. I'll tell you what, with the butter on there. Go.
You think I went off the rails on this Kattan episode. They're talking aliens, and now they're thinking of Popeyes. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Gravy on the side. Woo. These alleged
Oh, my God. No. I almost spit out my fucking Dr. Pepper. I don't even know how to introduce. Am I seeing what I think? No fucking way. No fucking way. Oh my God. This is not possible. Is this a fucking joke video? Is this a joke? Is this like a gag? There's no way this is real. There's no fucking way this is real.
Hey, Detroit, you can now stay connected to everything going on in our area right on your...
Are you fucking seeing what I'm seeing? Are you fucking seeing what I'm seeing? Look at this. Hang on. I'm going to roll all the way back. Oh, my God.
aliens have landed in Mexico.
And I'm out again. No.
Anyone notice what I'm fucking noticing right now? Oh, my God. That is not a black guy. That is a man in blackface. So like the last news team, it was 2 whites and a black lady. And so this one, they got some ratchet black. This woman did not graduate broadcasting school. She's going home. She's putting on her biggest Nirvana t-shirt and she's smoking a blunt with the homies. They needed a guy in there who could, and of course the guy who brings up, ooh, that looked like a flaky biscuit. This is a blackface white man. Look at this. Look at this. Look at his hands. Look at his face. This is the real news. This is a whole new SCP. We may have to, all right, forget Kattan for a bit here. Hang on a second. We'll come back to Kattan, I promise. This is unprecedented. This is brand new in newscasting history. They're trying to get black people to watch the poor white guy who's been living in Detroit for the past 40 years and has watched that city crumble. He just is trying to hang on to his position as the anchor. He finally made it to head anchor of this news station. They went, you know, we're going to go all black. And he went, hold up.
We just agreed.
That is a white man. That's a white man's voice. Look at his hands.
In Mexico.
So for the audio people, out there. His hands are completely white. And I don't mean the palms of them. Every inch of his hand is white, and his head looks like a chocolate Easter bunny.
And I'm out again.
What, am I crazy here? What is the chat saying? That's Rachel Dolezal. He's a changeling. No, that is Kattan. He's wearing shoe polish. Yeah, and look at the glasses, too. Look, oh my God. He's wearing a bald cap. Can you see that? There's a line where the bald cap ends.
We just agreed.
Look, you can see up his sleeves. This is not makeup. There's no...
Well, listen, this was a little congressional situation that they had.
It was. Yeah, I'm black too. Yeah, me and you, we're both... He forgot to do his hands. They put this man on air and he forgot to do his hands. And look at this too. What newsman doesn't wear a necktie? Doesn't even button up the top button? Well, you don't do that if you're going to get makeup all over your collar.
This past week, but they didn't necessarily come in a soft...
Look at this guy. He's wearing prosthetics. He's got spirit gum all over himself. This is like when they brought Michael Jackson back on Larry King. When Michael Jackson came back on Larry King and they just paraded him about and you're like, isn't that Michael Jackson? Are we all falling for this?
Shaped UFO.
You want to talk about fake news? This dude looks like that decrepit alien.
Two mummified bodies in caskets were presented to officials.
This is brand new. This has never been done in the history of anything ever. I don't know if I can continue on after this. I mean... This is...
And here they are. Look at these things.
I don't even know what point I was making with these. All I can focus on is that we have a man in blackface. Let's get back to where he's full screen. I don't care what they say about the... We know what they say about the aliens. Ooh, that's freaky. Ooh. Did they wash that alien meat?
Like 4 hours after I saw this story come out, I found another story.
Tell me that's a black guy talking. If I hadn't primed you with, this is the black news, you had your eyes closed, you're listening audio only, you're going to tell me you know that's a black guy?
Story with actual scientists saying that guy who said that in Mexico has tried that before. And about 12 years ago, he had some other alien bodies that he had found that were debunked.
12 years a slave, right? So he's just trying to put thoughts in your head like, I'm a black guy, I'm a black guy.
And they're saying that guy specifically...
These are info hazards. This is an SCP.
...has done this before, and he's doing it again. Those aliens, or whatever he's calling them, are...
Those aliens. He's doing the Dave Chappelle white guy voice.
...are not real. And that took 4 hours, which... I was surprised that it lasted 4 hours.
So suddenly it...
Okay, I can't. This is too much. We got to move on from this one.
Support the show. Join the Pizza Fund. Podawful.pizza. Pizza. Podawful.pizza. P-I-C-C-A.
Somebody needs to make an SCP entry for Hat Man. I don't know. Maybe that should have been 1185. There's probably already an 1185 anyway. Somebody in chat, by the way, just said, black guys don't have nervous hands like that. What an amazing comment. That's true. We uncovered a whole other can of worms there that I'd rather not think about anymore. Join the Pizza Fund, podawful.pizza, and get access to all of our episodes that are no longer allowed on YouTube and all of our bonus content, our premium content, everything. We just had a great premium episode last week with, it was a new The Pedo Files. I'm not sure I'm even allowed to say that on YouTube right now. So go check that one out, and we'll have more coming up. I think we might do a pod after show. We might do a pod after show after this one. We'll see how this goes. I think I got something to cover Catan-wise that we won't have some time for here later. So join the Pizza Fund, get instant access to all of that content. If you join the $6 level, you'll be able to watch the pod after show live here tonight along with us. Podawful.pizza, support the show. The Hat Man, yes, there. PP glove hands. I looked it up. He has vitiligo, someone says. Okay, well then explain the latex. Explain the bald cap. Explain the mineral spirits. Explain the spirit gum. Explain why you hate comedy. What a shitty you know what? You're banned. Actually, that guy's banned. Someone banned the guy who said that. Are you retarded? Seriously? Are you? Where do you think you are right now? Oh, he's got vitiligo. Oh, okay. I guess. And are you also telling me that Chris Kattan doesn't have scales? By the way, checking with Chris Kattan comments right now. We've got one that says, if a Kattan comes in contact with your skin, green boils form, and eventually it becomes necrotic and falls off. That's from Andy C. Ray Pizzazz says, I hit a deer while driving the other night. When I got out to see if it was okay, I spotted a shadowy figure with glowing red eyes beyond the tree line. As it crept closer, I saw the face of Kattan with the body of some kind of marionette spider. The rest is hazy, but I woke up with a migraine and track marks behind my right ear. Creepypasta. I should have a, you know what I need is some creepy music to play underneath. Hang on a second. Let me go to, I've got some creepy music in my history here, I think. Let's see if I've got, yeah, here we go. Let's do a couple more of these, and then we'll watch another Kattan video. Who the hell is this dude? He looks terrifying. Roll a 12, and the beast nearly escapes, requiring immediate emergency plastic surgery to hide the truth. Here's somebody who doesn't get the bit. They say, Pauly Shore is so funny. Okay. Strib says, please return my cocker spaniel. I saw you leaping rooftops with him in your mouth. Somebody just says, happy to be here. That's not the bit. That's not the bit we're doing. Totally cool sketch. Never to be compared to Broderick mowing down pedestrians in Ireland. Not the sketch. Not the idea. Not the bit. Oh, here's one. Hail from non-Euclidean hell space. The Kattan can consume up to 300 goats in a single year. Okay. We'll come back to Kattan comments. Some of you aren't getting Kattan. I'm not telling you to go there and just say anything. You know, you got to do a Kattan comment. Okay, so Kattan puts out a lot of stuff. He puts out a lot of terrible sketches. But one in particular that he put out is basically my Patterson Gimlin film. This is Kattan showing it all. If you want to find out the true nature of what makes up Kattan, what is going on with his odd barrel chest, his spindly, slender man style, Kattantical arms, what is going on with his complete lack of neck, the strange, never-ending skin folds, you'll be able to see it all in truly horrifying detail, because in this sketch, ladies and gentlemen, no joke, Kattan is naked, and we are afraid. Ladies and gentlemen, the big board. You've been waiting for it the whole show. Let's do it. Naked Kattan.
3 survivalists have been dropped off in the challenging wilderness of Colombia with 21 days to survive, where temperatures in the 90s can drop abruptly to 30 degrees at night. The dense jungle is home to the deadly jaguar and the venomous dart frog.
In the future, this video you're about to see here will be studied frame by frame. Yeah, they'll be going back and forth. They'll be trying to find out, does he have swaying breasts? Does the musculature underneath what may appear to be a gorilla suit actually work? What does the footprint look like?
Doug is in excellent physical condition.
Now, of course, he has done some sort of Vecna-style hypnosis on these actors and has fooled them into getting naked with him. That's how he preys upon them. It's easier for him to get to his skin if you're not clothed.
The years of mountaineering.
Hey, I'm Doug. I think what I bring to being a survivor is strength. You know, I'm in excellent shape. I've spent 5 years training in the Alberta Rockies. I'm currently a personal trainer and a
big board looks great, Colonel. Thank you very much, Chad.
Model, and I think I'm easily going to be able to survive the next 21 days.
Doug starts with a primitive survival rating of 7.6. Mara was born naked and is mentally and physically able to endure stress for extended periods of time.
All right, I know some of you out there, you're seeing a nude woman, you're going, hubba, hubba, hachi, machi, you can't control yourself. Please, this is the lure he uses. He's like an angler fish. He's dangling this in front of you, trying to draw you into his trap. His jaw is about to unhinge. He can actually fold it over the back of his own head.
Hi, I'm Mara. This is pretty wild, being totally naked out here in the forest.
Okay, this is the moment, please. If you have any sort of fainting conditions, any sort of heart palpitations, leave now, because you can never return from what you're about to see.
It's really hot. It's really humid, but I'm very adaptable. I love aerobics. I love camping.
Mara starts off with a PSR of 6.7.
Hi.
Oh! Holy! Okay. Not what anyone was expecting, obviously. Fuck. What do you even say? Okay, so it appears he had somehow. Now, Kattan, as far as I know, is not trans, and yet his body does contain what appears to be a camouflage that allows him to move amongst trans people and make it look as though he has zipper tits.
I'm David. I'm already feeling pretty vulnerable.
So imagine that. You're one of the creepiest creatures in nature. How do you hide amongst other creeps? You're going to need special adaptations, survival of the fittest that allow you to do that. So his body is currently mimicking that of Chaz Bono.
David loves the outdoors, and his favorite place is his front yard. But his vulnerability and emotions may work against.
Yeah, he's a homunculus. Yes. Yes, there's maybe no better description of the body size and shape of Chris Kattan than a homunculus.
When faced with adversity,
his hands are gigantic. They're dragging behind him. And by the way, he appears to be wearing a wig. I'm not sure if that's been discussed yet or not.
I haven't been.
Oh, actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go ahead and just give you right now the link to this one. I want to see comments as soon as we're done on this one. You've seen it all now. You have fully seen what is available to you. By the way, this video has 119,000 views with 65 comments. Should not be physically possible, but Kattan bends light around his body in order to turn invisible, so anything is possible. Let's go to that video. Let's leave your comments on his anatomy. We want to try to figure out his anatomy, figure out how it works, how it functions. Post your findings in his comments.
Outside or in front of another person a long time. But I think my strengths are, I'm not afraid of showing my emotions.
David's PSR starts off with a 1.3.
Wow, and that's actually true. I don't know what PSR, I believe PSR means psychic sexual recovery time. And so this is something, a creature that is able to inhabit your mind like this needs the lowest rating of psychic sexual recovery so that he can instantly leap from victim to victim. Once he's done raping your mind, he needs to be able to find a new host as quickly as possible. They actually asked him one time, they said, do you want to host SNL? And he said, yes.
You're in really good shape.
I know, right?
Hey, guys.
Ah!
Motherfucker.
Oh, this is another thing. All right, this is another bad thing. All right, so you've been banking on your boyish charms, right? Your whole life. You're also a physical comedian. Physical comedians got it real bad. Ask Chevy Chase. One day you're gonna be old and you ain't gonna be physical no more. And then what do you got? A Vicodin addiction. Okay. So when Chris Kattan's stumbling around in your backyard, when you hear a rattle at your trash cans and assume you've got a coon infestation, and you go back there and you see the guy from the Detroit News and you go, get out of here, shoo, scram. And then suddenly you see a pair of glowing eyes near your child's swing set and you cock your shotgun and go, what is that? And Kattan starts lumbering out from the darkness. He actually is able to envelop himself purposefully in shadow like Nightcrawler. It's one of his lesser known abilities. He can also hang by his prehensile tail. When Kattan comes lumbering toward you, remember, he may actually mean you no harm. He may, in fact, just think that that is his house and he's really fucking hopped up on goofballs. That neck don't move. No, he's like 89 Batman.
Hello?
Oh, hi.
Oh, fuck. What the hell? He is cupped. Are you seeing this? He is fully cupped. Right? Is that part of the sketch? I don't know. So Kattan forced some Chinese man to heat a bunch of stones on his back and cup him. And that's the only thing that allows him to keep moving through our mortal realm. He also does acupuncture, but it's not a healing maneuver. It's just to look like Pinhead from Hellraiser.
Okay.
Good to see you.
If they don't bring up the fact that his entire body is covered in sores, then we're going to have a problem. You didn't think ahead of time on this one. You knew you were filming the Naked and Afraid sketch, and you were like, yeah, we'll just go ahead and put hickeys all over me. Gigantic hickeys that could only be done by some sort of Nephilim.
Hi.
Hi. I guess there's three of us. Okay.
Yeah, he's a leopard man.
What's on your back?
Oh, I got cupped.
Oh, thank God. Okay, he brings up the cups.
Acupuncture. I got acupuncture.
Looks like it hurts.
Ooh, bald spot. Wow, you shouldn't have done that one. All for the humor, though.
I think Doug will
That's another thing. Oh, you boyish charms and you start going bald. Ooh.
be a very good partner, but I just hope that David guy isn't one of those insecure type of guys, you know?
So right now.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So, okay, now here's something we've learned. So there is a sort of body hair on his, I don't know what you call this, his front ventricle here. I'm not sure what this area of his species body is known as, the breastplate, whatever a turtle has. I believe this is what a turtle has. A ninja turtle. This is certainly a mutant. It's definitely not a teenager. There's a sort of breastplate situation covered in hair here. So that's very fascinating. Write that down in your moleskines out there.
I'm starting to feel awkward and insecure. And back home, my mom would say,
Oh my God. I don't know how well you guys are picking up on this. Maybe I should throw this up on the screen here for you. His legs and body don't match. He is a cobbled together man. This is like a Pinocchio or something.
In really good shape, but...
Well, hang on, let me roll it back here so you can really see. It's only on screen. Look at that. Look how his legs don't match up fully. There is a Frankensteinian process going on there.
Oh, my mom...
He's taken the legs of one of his victims and just attached them to himself.
Would say...
He's sort of like a hermit crab, you know? He's like decorating his shell.
I'm in really good shape, but I'm not... Right now, I'm not feeling like I am.
Oh, God.
Samara, what item did you bring to help us survive?
I brought a mini Bowie knife.
I brought a fire starter.
Very cool. David, what item did you bring?
I brought nail clippers.
By the way, the reason they're calling him David, it's not because he's playing a character. This isn't a sketch or anything. They're actually just documenting his body for scientific research. But they're calling him David because he takes on the attributes of his last victim every time, you know?
L'Oreal.
I think should probably get started building a shelter.
Oh my God. Look at this man. This is so horrifically unfortunate. It's unreal. Look at this.
I think should probably get
Oh God. The spindly arm on the hip. He has the body of your deathbed grandma. Have you ever had to spend time with your grandma? You know she's in her final days. You know, your parents say like, "Hey, you gotta go be with grandma. She's not gonna be around forever." And you're sitting there and you're smelling her decay. And most of the time, she just doesn't get up. She sits in front of the matlock in her favorite chair, and she falls asleep in that chair. That's her sleeping chair. And she only ever gets up to go to the bathroom, and even then, sometimes no. And you see her scoot her way to the bathroom just one time. The whole time you're there, you're like, "Grandma, you don't go to the bathroom very often. And also it smells really bad in here." And she's like, "That's nice, dear." And she just brushes you aside. She starts pooting her way, every step to the bathroom. This is the pose she does. Kattan has a full grandmotherly pose. And again, this is one of nature's camouflage conditions. It's in order to put you at ease. A lot of creatures, if they don't want you to mess with them, they have warning colors, red and black and yellow stripes and so on. But the more nefarious ones, they lure you in so they can take you under their trap door and consume. Chris Kattan actually eats dead skin as well, though. He's an opportunist. He's like a vulture, a scavenger.
Started building a shelter for the three of us.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said that earlier.
When did you say that?
I said let's build a shelter. I said it when I was walking down.
No, you didn't. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I did. You just weren't listening.
I didn't hear it.
I said
you didn't say
I said before I said, "Hey, everybody, let's build a shelter." I said it right back there in the
Let's not argue.
I don't want to argue. I'm just saying.
Tensions begin to mount as the two men clash over the building of the shelter.
Okay, well, evidence has also begun to mount. This is... By the way, you were just staring into Chris Kattan's bee-hole right then. And I don't mean butthole. I mean a hole where he stores honeybees in order to feed off of them. He collects their stingers and makes amulets out of them. So let's take a look at, did we get any comments on this one? Let's see if people have explored Chris Kattan's physiognomy yet. The Kattan's abdomen is ant-like, almost looks like an exoskeleton. And remember to go back to these videos, by the way, and upvote these comments. We want these to be the top comments. All of our comments used to be the top comments on here until he deleted. And he deleted because we got too close to the truth. And you're going to see exactly how close we got to the truth at the end of this program. Wait until you see this. It's terrifying the way sucking all of those spirits has smeagled your body. That is... Holy shit.
I got excited, very excited to see all of this.
Telling a man his body has been smeagled is maybe the hardest line I've ever read in internet warfare of all time. Pod Awful is a henchman handbook. It's just me telling you my 8 simple rules to date my teenage internet. And this is just me trying to tell you, I think this is the funniest way to do shit online. Banana mayonnaise. I don't know who you are, but fucking chef's kiss telling a dude that his body has been smeagled is the meanest thing I've ever read in my entire life. I don't know how to fully take this in. I forgot. Number one, you made me forget to do the spooky music. Let's do a little spooky music, shall we? I'm going to take that line again. I'm going to fully deliver this one. Again, banana mayonnaise. Congratulations. You win the episode. It's terrifying the way sucking all of those spirits has smeagled your body. But the rest of us thank you for your service keeping the ghost population at bay. This is from InfoWar. Do all Cattans have arms that long with chests that short? HC Frick says, Native Americans had many names for the Kattan, such as Skinwalker, Chupacabra, Nagual, and Wendigo. Old Man Joe says, truly a living nightmare. For a humanoid, it's impressive this creature can breathe above water. Gotobot says, the creature appears to have gills under its mammary glands. Why would it develop such an evolution in a boreal forest biome? Perhaps it is lake dwelling? Very good questions all around, everybody. That's good research right there. I'm gonna like all of these, even the ones I didn't read. And yeah, let's get all these upvoted, and let's get these comments on all of his videos. You've got his channel. Subscribe to his channel. I'm doing it now. See, I didn't subscribe to him for all this time because I didn't want to alert him to my presence. Unfortunately, it wasn't up to me. His keen instincts, his advanced hearing allowed him to know what we were up to long before we actually made contact with the beast. First contact has been made. I'm here to announce it right now. First contact has been made with Kattan. It's, listen, of course, you've got close encounters of the fourth kind, of the third kind. This was close encounters of the second kind. Okay, we had a second kind of close encounter, and we're going to reveal that in just a bit. But for those skeptics still out there, those of you poo-pooing all of this, thinking that there's no possible way that any of these beasts, name it, the Wendigo all the way to the Loch Ness Monster, you don't buy it, you don't think they could exist. Here's a guy I have been following for over 10 years. That's right. This is real. I don't think, maybe in a Friday show, he's come up once or twice. We've never on the mainline program here ever covered this guy. And I followed him because I had a dog. We needed some training done. His name's Peter Caine, and he is a dog trainer, and he's amazing at what he does. But secondary to that, this man has a long history with the Squatch. His father actually bagged a Sasquatch, and he has been keeping the body on ice for the past, I believe, 65 years. Let's take a look at Peter Caine right now and see, and you tell me that Sasquatch isn't real after seeing this.
My father acquired the Bigfoot September 23rd, 1953. And when they acquired them, they were so immense that they had no other choice, with most of them, to dissect them, cut them up so that they could get them out of the swamp. Now, this one in particular isn't that big, but it is still a very large creature. Now, it's desiccated because it's been in a freezer for 65 years, give or take. But one thing in particular about this Bigfoot here is it has one of its legs, its foot above the ankle, removed, and we have that in the bag. Now, it's very, very
See, that's the worst part. The thing you definitely want is the foot. Bigfoot, when it comes to foots, when you're out hunting foot, you definitely want the foot intact. So Peter Caine's dad kind of made it's sort of an amateur error when it comes to Squatch hunting.
Interesting, because you can see the feet, they stay, and this is true with the other ones that are younger, the feet stay smaller, and we believe that that's so that they blend in, look more human-like.
That makes sense. But this thing is absolutely gigantic. For the audio people out there, he's got this unfrozen caveman essentially laying here. The legs have been cut off. He's got it on a sheet. You can see the freezing damage done to the body. Again, he refers to it as desiccated. You can see its face forever frozen in anguish, probably the moment Peter's father ended its majestic life. And, you know, there's a lot of controversy out there in the cryptozoologist community. Do you shoot these things? Do you bag them? If you can, do you try to get them alive, or is dead better? Because then they're going to be studied anyway. At some point, you're going to have to kill it and dissect it. There are people out there who take both sides of that. I think it's very brave of him to keep this thing frozen inside this barn all these years. Let's skip ahead here a little bit and take a closer look maybe at some of the details going on. The foot, the bones, the fur.
And as we go around to the back side, there's the foot that matches up perfectly.
So he's got the foot. It's just in a bag. We want to see the foot. Peter, I got to be honest, a little note here. You know, this would be like me putting Kattan on ice and not showing you his quills, the most famous part of his physiognomy.
Definitely came from this animal. It's been frozen with this animal for many years. You can see the toenail there.
Okay, so we do have one foot out here. So that's
where the other foot was removed.
There's the bone sticking out.
It's been frozen. It's all desiccated.
Now this is an interesting part. He's so close up with the camera here, you might not be able to tell what you're looking at, but Peter's an expert. He's going to explain this.
See, the gluteus maximus here is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. That's a beaut. Listen, I've seen some squatch glute in my time, but never a thing of beauty such as it. Listen, Patterson Gimlin, when that babe swings, if you had them titties on display, I'd love to see them. But she did not have the badonkadonk that old Harry and the Hendersons has here.
Look at that.
You were looking directly into his bee-hole, by the way. So a second ago, I said I wasn't showing you bee-hole. Well, unfortunately, now I am. But this is all scientific research, folks. Sometimes you got to look in the hole. The hole is one of the most important parts, trying to figure out what it eats, how it digests.
What a glorious, wow.
Wow is right.
Wow. Look at that. That's like out of a Japanese cartoon.
Excuse me? And also, huh? Furthermore, and of course, yatta!
Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I do not, Peter. I gotta be honest, I don't follow. I'm not an anime guy myself. I assume. Is this a hentai thing? Is this sort of a dress-up game? Did you play some sort of dating simulator that I'm unaware of? Listen, I'll admit it. I was 11 on newgrounds.com. I may have seen some hentai in my day. I have never, ever, ever seen what's going on here.
Look at that. That's like out of a Japanese cartoon.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Which one? Do you mean, Dragon Ball Z, before they cut off his tail, the moon. I know. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, Saiyan.
That is a massive, massive creature.
And that's how you tell. Listen, you don't really have a Bigfoot until you've got a Bigfoot's ass. That you would think the foot would be the most important part, but if you haven't seen Japanese cartoons, you'd be wrong.
In a whole ass, they can run 45 miles an hour uphill because of those massive legs, but the legs are short.
Okay, now we're getting a real good look at the face, the head, and this is the money shot, of course.
You can see.
Well, actually, I guess the last one was the money shot, particularly with all those little frozen flakes in it. It actually looked quite a bit like some of the money shots many of you in this audience have been watching for a long time. Not me. I ain't never seen a money shot that looked like that with all that hair, but probably you. Now, an interesting thing here is it appears that Sasquatch, Bigfoot, is Greek. I had no idea. I guess he hails originally from Annapolis or something. I'm not sure what's going on. He has a line of mustache all the way across his face, sort of a braided mustache. All the way, a pigtail of stash, if you will, all the way across his upper lip there. Interestingly enough, he has a second mustache going across his eyebrows. So that's...
See, the face, they always seem to look similar, and they always sort of, like, have that grin.
One of the interesting things about Bigfoot's, physicality, his countenance, is that his teeth appear to be made of what can only be described as a ceramic cast, and his skin seems to be made of some sort of organic paper mache.
I'm not really sure why they're grinning like that, but...
Yeah, it's hard to know for sure.
I know my father said that they were terrified. They were protecting themselves.
Opa!
The males and females both have facial hair like this.
When you find one like this, you start breaking plates everywhere.
I can't say enough about this creature. They're so interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Agreed. So now how are you going to tell me, those of you out there, the true non-believers, how are you going to tell me there's no such thing as cryptids when there is solid scientific documented evidence right in front of your face that looks like this? If you saw this thing coming at you in the woods, you're going to tell me you're just going to go, not real, fake.
It's a beautiful creature, but it is non-human. These are non-human creatures.
God entered my body like a body my same size. I know all of God's secrets. Would you now like to know what God thinks?
One apple is our God now.
And I do see non-stop visions from God. Do you want to get an answer on what God thinks from somebody that doesn't have God? Or do you want an answer from somebody that does have God? Click on the link.
Wow, in the chat they say, looks Kattan-esque almost. I believe now, Jesse. I'd only believe this if it's on the black news. Well, yeah, if I saw that guy we saw earlier delivering this info, number one, I know that he would compare Sasquatch to a biscuit. But number two, I would have to believe. I'm glad you guys are now finally, they're starting to believe. Oh, this is a nice comment. Getting me stoked for Awfulween. Yeah, I'm excited for Awfulween this year myself, and we may be seeing some visits from some of these SCPs once again on Awfulween. We'll have to wait and see. But that's the thing is we have SCPs that have been a part of our life here at Pod Awful for a long time. We may not have always realized that that's what was going on, but that's what was going on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of our long-term SCPs, and I had no intention of even really covering this one originally. This is SCP Not Manic. That's the name of this SCP. I don't know its number designation, but it's SCP Not Manic, aka Mr. Spergers. And Mr. Spergers is how do I put this? He is manic. He keeps posting over and over again saying he's not manic. He keeps showing up in our Discord or some of our friends' Discords and telling us how not manic he is. He says he's taking his pills. He says that everything is fine. Simultaneous to that, he keeps saying that I'm a Nazi and he's going to kill me. Now, I keep telling Mr. Spergers, the more you do that, the more we have to cover you on Pod Awful. I don't want to do it, but we have to. We had a run-in a little while ago, not too long ago, and Mr. Spergers, well, he let it all out. He let it all hang out. Number one, he started hitting on one of the Pod Awful cult members, a female member named Candace. He sent her nudes, and I don't know if it was against her will or not, but nobody has seen the SCP full body shot better than Candace. Now, Mr. Burgers, aka SCP Not Manic, Mr. Spergers has a very, very similar body type to Kattan, okay? The big pot belly, the odd zipper tits, the spindly arms, the mismatched legs, and he even has his own unique features, these strange squirrel-like teeth and so on, the incredible nose hair tendrils that are able to come out and grab you. Candace provided us with the biological data on Mr. Spergers' nudes that he sent her. For scientific reasons, we were able to take a look at this. Now I can confirm undeniably, without a shred of doubt in my mind, that Mr. Spergers is in fact an SCP, and I think this video helps illustrate that. Let's take a look. So here he is just walking down the street, average day in Mr. Spergers' life. Ah! Okay, so first of all, the displays that an SCP puts on, it's very much like a mating dance. You know, you see spiders, they hold up those flag-like protrusions doing their little mating dance. They do these little strange things. They have, many animals, many creatures have appendages that are meant solely for warning or for mating or these sorts of things. Showing the tongue like this is SCP Not Manic's mating ritual. And I think this was intended for Candace. He's doing some pussy licking stuff. He's shoving his finger in there, and he's really, and this is interesting, he's really scraping his dirty fingernail along the hideous slime, the goo, the nature goo that is built up on his tongue. You can see his tongue is unlike a normal human's. It's covered in spines and barbs, sort of hair-like protrusions, much like that of a cat. If you take a look at a cat's tongue under a microscope, it's covered in hooks.
Nose hair.
And now he's trying to ensnare you with his nose hair.
Can you trim a little more? Can you shave? Need to shave?
Yeah, he's made completely of biscuits, too. That's right. So he's just taking a walk down the street. No big deal. Just in public doing these things. Terrorizing the streets of Mountain View, California. Now let's skip ahead a little bit here. He's heading to his apartment. Did you know SCPs can live in apartments? Subsidized, actually. For free. Sometimes their parents even help pay for it. Now, SCP Not Manic is also known as the Key Master. And one of his special traits, one of his info hazards, is that he has the ability to conjure keys to any known door. So you can't keep him out. There's nothing you can do. He will figure out the key. He will get inside wherever you are. You need to barricade any structure that you're inside because a simple lock will never do. Right now, he's stealing mail from these unsuspecting victims.
Stuffed. Locked milk. Welcome to my life, dude. Locked milk with a theft doors here. Yep. See if we got anything. I have a plan for you, operative. That kid.
Is his dad the same type of creature? His dad is actually a Chupacabra. He's into fragments of skin. He sounds like this. Actually, hang on a second. Let me find a little, we gotta have some. Yeah, here we go.
Let me show you this fragment of hamburger.
All right, you're going to tell me that's not some sort of goat-sucking creature?
That was a fragment of hamburger.
And that's, of course,
burger skin.
That's Mr. Spergers trying to recreate his father's mating call.
The best feature about this hamburger.
The best feature of this hamburger.
The best feature about this hamburger.
Hamburgers are what they call their victims.
All right, nothing yet, nothing. I got some good stuff recently. I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is, but it's not getting better. Not manic, a little manic, honestly.
SCP Not Manic.
But there's a reason for that. Jose knows why. He's been setting me up with this girl in his own awkward way, his own Jose-lian way, telling me her all about me in his own way, and this and that, and this and that. Jose.
So he's referring to this Jose. Jose is SCP Jose-lian. He's a type of creature. He's much like those desiccated Mexican alien corpses, except that he's really, really fat. And we also know him, aka Operative.
Thanks for your help, Jose, but I got something to do to you first. Stop being you're fucking Jesse P.S. for later. I'm gonna get back at you right now. Thanks for the long distance. In the long run, you're awesome, but in the short run, you're a fucking faggot.
Whoa! Okay, I'm not sure that's allowed on YouTube. I gotta be clear, I have never had any sort of sexual relation with any SCP of any type. And that is something that happened, by the way, like a lot, when you're hunting after a Bigfoot for years, when you're trying to find Nessie, beautiful Nessie, for years, you're a Scottish guy out on the loch, and you're thinking about her every day, and your whole life becomes, it's an obsession. You become absorbed by this thought. You do start to fall in love with some of these creatures. And maybe, just maybe, I've had thoughts about Kattan, sure, but I have never crossed that line. At my job as an SCP biologist and researcher, I have a sworn duty to never mix business with pleasure.
If you I said the word faggot, but if you censor that, I will make you. I'm gonna sue you. I don't know. YouTube, you better not censor this. I use the word faggot, but not in. I don't know. Beep beep.
He just goon alarmed himself. I gotta try that, by the way. That might be like, that's sort of the white version of no copyrights intended on a YouTube video. YouTube, yeah, I broke your TOS, but I'm going to sue you. Do you know who my daddy is? I'm going to sue you. By the way, it means something completely different when a black guy says, do you know who my dad is?
Bad word use. Wee, wee, wee. Uncensored, censored. Wee, wee, wee.
And again, these are the SCP mating calls. He's trying to find enough. But the sad thing is, Mr. Spergers is a one of a kind. He's a one-off. There's no SCP, 3, 4. He's prime, but he's also Omega. He's the last one of his kind, and he doesn't know. You ever hear that story of the, you hear the recording of the bird who he's calling out to a mate that's just never going to come because he's the last of his species? That's Mr. Burgers. When you hear that bleep, 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 echoing throughout the valley, remember that's going to be the last time you ever hear that. It's sad. It's sad and haunting, but it's beautiful in a way.
My room's completely disorganized. It's so many boxes and shit because Jose sent me shit and I get shit from like Amazon.
So he's been cleaning and organizing, but he's getting so much delivery that it might be an issue.
So it's not as bad as it used to be. You guys, I'm not gonna care if it's clean or not.
Oh, fuck. Okay. And now we see the haunting way an SCP lives. How does it form its nest? And much like, now, this is true. Mr. Spergers has claimed as an SCP that his mother is actually a crow. So his father's a goat, his mother's a crow. And much like a crow, he steals shiny objects, trash from all around. He finds garbage anywhere he can, and he collects it into his room. And he keeps it and builds nests out of it, builds furniture out of it. It's very resourceful.
Water, Caesar CD, some Kleenex. I'll say this.
I don't know how he knows where any of these things are, but that's the amazing sort of Gordian knot that is an SCP's mind. He's able to keep track of all of this.
I am the FBI. You will all die. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Ah! Ah!
So he's got his certificate of, what is that?
Something for a long time.
Certificate of achievement. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they awarded that to him for being one of the rare SCPs.
From Safeway, years ago. I got vinyls back.
Nirvana vinyl. Now, he would know what Nirvana is. I think that one's fair. He's white.
Where'd that shit go? Jose sent me something. I put it over here, I throw it out. And I set the phone down. I don't know. It's right here. This thing. I know what it is. Let's see. It's a fucking liquid burger, isn't it? It's space food. It's a space burger. He wants to do a liquid burger challenge. You know what? Jose, fuck liquid burger.
Okay, so so Josealian has sent him a liquid burger, space food, because he's an alien. He's from outer space, and he wanted Mr. Spergers to take the liquid burgers challenge. Behold the filthy sink and toilet. Some of the most horrifying imagery ever brought to Pod Awful ever in any form. This is absolutely disgusting. Now, these remnants that are left in this sink and this toilet, what are these? These, of course, are Mr. Spergers. Again, he has these prehensile nose offerings, this nasal hair that comes out. And of course, with that, you're going to collect dirt, grime. I mean, look at a bear. You know, a bear's fur can be matted with mulch and gravel and dirt. So his nose hair is constantly dragging along behind him and tracking in this filth. And this isn't, the blood of his victims or anything like that. There is some bile and some pus in the sink as well, which I guess the electric toothbrush wasn't able to take care of. Space food.
It's space food. It's a space burger. He wants to do a liquid burger challenge. You know what, Jose? Fuck the liquid burger. Fucking fag. Stop flating Nazi. Jesse, take merch aside, or else I'll fucking sue you. Little faggot. Take merch aside, or else you're sued. You and your parents pay for everything. Your dad and his million SUVs pay for everything.
Yeah. No, only Jose's dad pays for everything. That's definitely not also true for anyone else we know.
I was completely dirty. I don't really give a fuck.
So he's going to try to squeeze out the space food liquid burger into his filthy toilet.
Is this liquid?
He can't do it. Now, this is the thing. It may just be that, I actually think this about the Chupacabra. Think about the Chupacabra's name. It's goat sucker. Why are we worried? We're not goats. Some creatures, while terrifying for smaller creatures, are simply too weak and too skittish to actually attack human beings. Could it happen? Maybe. It may just be that much like Mr. Spergers here, who is too weak to literally squeeze a tube, he's in fact so weak that he is going to claim that it was somehow sabotaged, and that's why he's not able to do this in just a second. It may be that Kattan is the same way. What if he's a misunderstood creature, much like Frankenstein himself? Tom Gully. He is a creature that shouldn't be feared. He's a creature that we should be protecting.
Covering it? Shit. I want to put it on a toilet because I know it's shit. It's a shitty piece of shit. Huh. I don't know. How do you open this shit? I want to flush it on the toilet, but I opened it and I can't even open it. How do you open this shit? Is it a prank?
Is it a prank? Number one, yes, but not the part where you have to open it. Number two. I'm speaking of number two, his disgusting toilet.
Can't even eat it. I mean, I'm a little hard to...
Now he's even thinking about eating it. At a certain point, he's like, you know what? Maybe I should.
No, I'm a mechanic. I don't know how to open shit sometimes. Liquid burger. Here's Monster.
One of the many failings of this SCP is he doesn't know how to open shit sometimes. An odd kryptonite to have, but a useful one to know.
Yeah, Monster.
As the key master, you think he would be able to open anything, but some things simply don't require keys.
I'm fine. Sure, good. Why would you question? This is a normal person. At 15%, he goes on a lust. In phase 3. This is Jose and I'm just, duh, noobs, lust at phase 3. Fucking noobs.
No idea. Okay, there you go. So.
Jesse, let's get some burgers.
This is an update from the retarded pedophile rapist Jesse Radin. Jose, you're a fat loser.
Okay, there you go.
This is an update from the retarded pedophile rapist Jesse Radin.
There you go. There's a little update on Mr. Spergers. Now, let's go back here to Kattan and let's wrap this up. The most recent video from Kattan is actually over 8 months old. When Kattan got word that I would be doing this to him, that I'd be up his ass about all this stuff. When he figured all this stuff out, he immediately went into hiding. In fact, he went into hiding so bad that he actually ran off to Hawaii. The video I'm about to show you is he and his wife in Hawaii. Now, you may be familiar with the fact that a very devastating, horrific event very recently happened in Hawaii. One that is so horrific, it's actually being debated all over whether or not the truth is being told. People, of course, the news, the news, are saying that this was a forest fire, some sort of wildfire. This is global warming. That's what the people on the left want you to believe. The people on the right want you to believe it was a directed energy weapon. The Jews are after us. Jewish space lasers set Maui ablaze. Okay, that's an interesting theory as well. But I would like to posit a middle ground theory. I would like to posit that Kattan did it. Here's Kattan in Hawaii with his wife, and we will check out the comments in just a second, and you will be able to see the kind of pull, the kind of magnetic hypnosis he's able to use even over semi-attractive human beings. Take a look at this.
Whoa, it's so beautiful. Let's go for a swim.
So that's his wife.
A swim? You see all those people? All these innocent people? They're all gonna die. They're all gonna be eaten by sharks in about 12 minutes.
So Kattan is on the beach of Hawaii screaming, by the way, they're all going to die. Again, why is his wife not protecting him on this?
They're all gonna die.
That's not a good look.
All these innocent people?
All these innocent people?
They're all gonna die.
They're all gonna die. I don't know. Part of me wants to think that Kattan means us no harm. Part of me wants to believe that maybe Kattan's actually a decent guy. That maybe Kattan is nothing for us to really, truly fear. Let's take a look at the comments on this. Actually, I don't know. We haven't shared this one with you guys, so I don't know if there will be any comments on it, but let's just take a look and see what we've got. Sort by new. Oh, actually, it looks like I didn't have to sort by newest first because the top comments look like they might already be some of us. Here's one from Old Man Joe. Kattan moves so chimera-like. He's elusive, so maybe possesses incredible hearing. What a bizarre wonder. Boat Boy posts, I wonder where Kattan was during the August supermoon. Towns says, I was there this day 8 months ago. After witnessing this couple record themselves, 2 men dressed all in black arrived to the beach and started talking with the surrounding people. They began shooting a red light into the eyes from a pen. It was a pen-shaped object that the men were carrying. I hid amongst the dunes to not be seen, but afterwards, when I looked again, the man from the video started, shifting his form. It was indescribable. I felt fear I've never felt before, and I ran as fast as I could out of there. Cooter Dixie writes, we would like to study your species at our university. Jeremy says, this creature is particularly terrifying. It's like no one even realizes that it's breached containment. All right, I'm gonna upvote all those, guys. Make sure you go upvote all those. Leave your Kattan comments. We need this creature found out. We need to finally figure out whether or not Kattan can be trusted. And I actually endeavored to do that myself. I contacted a private investigator, somebody who could get to the bottom of all of this. And we actually found Kattan, and we reached out to Kattan, and we figured this is a creature who likes to lure his victims. Maybe we should have a little bait ourselves. Remember, in his sketch video, it was so important to him that you know his plugs, that you know his sketches, you know his movies, you know every celebrity he knows. We need to get to him the only way we know how, through his ego. So my private investigator called him up and offered him the chance of a lifetime to star in a brand new movie. Now, this is something that is not coming along to Kattan very often anymore. He's clearly fallen out of the limelight and fallen into, I guess, some sort of black light, maybe some sort of, I don't know, ultraviolet light or something. He's definitely, I don't know, some sort of spectrum we can no longer see in. Let's take a listen. This is the phone call. Now, we call Kattan, and if you listen carefully, again, this is first contact, you can hear Kattan in the background. His wife answers the phone, clearly at the direction of the Kattan itself. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, a close encounter of the second kind. You can hear its distinct tones.
Hello?
Hello?
And there's his wife.
I'm looking for Chris.
Who is this?
My name is Jonathan. Jonathan Bright.
Now listen, are you hearing what I'm hearing? There's literally spooky music playing in the background. Listen to, all right, here's the spooky music I've been playing the whole show. You hear that little, that water phone tone. Now listen to the phone call. I am not adding this in, I swear to God.
Hello?
Hello, I'm looking for Chris.
Who is this?
My name is Jonathan.
So spooky music follows Kattan around.
Jonathan Bright.
With
what?
Jonathan Bright?
Yeah.
So she doesn't, so he says, I need to speak to Chris. She says, who are you? She doesn't say there's no Chris. And then she goes off phone and says, Jonathan Bright? Do you know? She's talking to Chris.
I'm an independent video creator, and I wanted to call Chris to see if he'd be interested in being in one of my videos.
You can hear Kattan in the background. He's doing his machinations.
And how did you get his number?
I just looked it up on Google.
Which is, by the way, it's that easy.
Oh, he looked it up on Google.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
And how did you get his number?
I just looked it up on Google.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he looked it up on Google.
He looked up, hey, Kattan, he looked it up on Google.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's screaming. He's losing it. You hear him in the background there?
Hey, you go! Hey,
So the video I've got planned is like sort of someone like coming out of their skin and becoming a beast of sorts. Is that something that Chris might be into? Like, could I speak with him about it, or is he there?
Could I speak with him about? Yeah, it's about a guy coming out of his skin and becoming a beast. Can I talk to Chris?
Wait, can you repeat that? Someone who's coming out of their skin and becoming a beast?
Yeah, can you repeat that? Apparently.
Might be into, like, could I speak with him about it, or is he there?
Wait, can you repeat that? Someone who's coming out of their skin and becoming a beast?
I hear gnashing, they say. Yeah, you can hear teeth clattering.
Yeah. So it's like this music video. It's going to be CGI'd. He'll be like the human side, right? And then we have.
Now, I think he messed up there. That was obviously a mess up. Obviously, Kattan would not be the human side.
It's going to be CGI'd. He'll be like the human side, right? And then we have.
And they hung up. Now, isn't it fascinating that the guy messes up, he makes a mistake, my private eye makes a mistake and says, Kattan will be the human side, and that's when they say, no deal. He was interested in the music video, including the part where he bursts out of skin and becomes a beast, until he realized that it would require him to play human. Not possible. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you for joining me. This has been another excellent episode of Pod Awful, and I'm so happy to bring you Kattan. We will be monitoring the Kattan situation. We're going to continue this show in the Pod After show instantly after this. We're going to start a stream in the Pizza Fund. So join the Pizza Fund, podawful.pizza. $6 level and up will get you access to this. And I've got another Kattan video here, and we're going to keep checking those comments, see what people are saying about Kattan in the comments. So keep leaving them. We'll be monitoring the situation for a long time now. And remember, Kattan knows those of you, the henchmen out there who are worried at all about your safety, please do not interact with the Kattan. The Kattan is aware you exist. Much like with Pod Awful is watching you. So until next time, don't go on the internet tomorrow and have an awful day. Oh my God, Lenny says a Kattan just flew over his house.